morning, everyone. Here we are again. We are starting our 5th week of virtual preschool, and this is the first time for the 3's class that I'm recording ahead of time the day before, so it's a little confusing for me because I'm recording about the day after today. So when you see it, it'll be the right day. So let's go ahead and do the days of the week. So the last day of school we had was Thursday. Then it was Friday, that's a 4's class day. And then we have the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday was yesterday, that was a 4's class day. And so today is Tuesday. So we'll put the frog on Tuesday. All right, let's look up here. Does anyone remember what the month is called? Remember we have the little trick-or-treaters there? Because Halloween is during this month. Yeah, if you said it's October, you are correct. So let's go ahead and count the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Does anyone know what comes after 12? This is where we get into the tricky numbers. Yeah, if you said 13, you are correct. Now we need to figure out what picture it's going to be. So, pumpkin, apple, and if you said pumpkin, you are correct. So we have a number 13 on a pumpkin. And remember, the reason we have apples and pumpkins for the month of October is because in the month of October, those are the two of the kind of fruits that we are able to pick. All right, you can go to the orchards and the pumpkin patches and pick them. There's lots of others too, but these are 2 of them. All right, so now let's see here. If you want to say with me what day it is, today we're going to say the whole thing. So today is Tuesday, October 13th. All right, so now we're going to look at the weather. Now, remember how I mentioned at the beginning that I'm recording this the day before. So I can't tell you what the weather is going to be like today, because today, for me, is tomorrow. I know that's confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the different kinds of weather, and you're going to look out the window and you're going to see what the weather is like at your house today. All right, so let's see, is it partly cloudy? Is it cloudy? Is it foggy? Is it stormy? Is it windy? Is it rainy? Is it sunny? And we're still hoping that it is not snowy yet, although I know you all love the snow and going sledding and things like that. All right, so you need to look out your window right now and decide what the weather is like. And then we need to think about the temperature. So if you've been outside this morning, you might know whether it is cool or hot or warm or cold. So you'll need to decide that. If you need to go take a step outside so you can tell, you can go right ahead and do that if your mom or dad say it's okay. All right. Oh, and I forgot to point out our little season wheel here. So we're almost halfway through October. There's October, and we're in the season of fall, and we talked all about fall last week. All right. So this week we're going to be talking about one of these fruits that we often pick in the fall, and that is apples. All right. So lots of you have been telling me about going to apple orchards and picking apples. So that's what we're going to be talking about this week. So let's see what our book is. Pull it out slowly out of our mystery envelope. I see some robins with their nest. It looks like they are in an apple tree. See that? I see apples. I see apples all around with the robins right in the middle. So this is called the apple pie tree. Now wait a second. Since when do apple pies grow on trees? I don't remember that. But the book is called the apple pie tree. So let's see what happens. Let's see if apple pies really do grow on trees. Here we go. My sister and I have a tree that grows the best part of apple pie. Can you guess what that is? Anyone have any guesses about what the best part of apple pie is? What do you think one of the main ingredients is in apple pie? Let's see. Apples. So if you said apples, you are correct. And every year we watch our apple tree grow. In winter, our apple tree is brown and bare. There's that word bare again. We talked about that when we were talking about fall trees, didn't we? So this apple tree is bare. It has no leaves, it has no flowers, and it has no apples on it. But in spring, leaves grow on every branch. Look, 2 robins are building a nest in our tree. There are the robins up there. We saw them on the front cover of the book. Tiny pink flower buds appear on the branches. The robins chirp loudly, guarding their eggs. Look at that. There are some blue robin eggs in the nest, and you can see all of those apple blossoms on the tree, the pink flowers. Just when the flower buds open, baby robins break through the eggshells. Look at them, they're so cute, waiting for their worm. And see, the apple blossoms have opened up. Now our tree is covered with blossoms, and the baby robins begin to grow feathers. There they are. And you can see there are some bees working on pollinating those flowers. If you go to apple orchards, a lot of times there are a lot of bees, and that's why we need them to pollinate the trees. When breezes blow, the petals fall to the ground. Mama and Papa Robin teach their little birds to fly. This kind of reminds me of when we were talking about fall last week, with all the fall leaves falling off the trees. But this time, it's apple blossom petals that are falling. Some days it rains and the wind blows hard, but our apple tree is strong and the robins are safe in the branches. There they are. They've got that cover of all those leaves to protect them from the rain. Small green apples grow where the blossoms used to be. You can see them. All those little brown spots are baby apples. Soon it is summer. The apples get bigger and bigger. You can see them, they're kind of turning green. The little robins have grown up, but they visit every day. There they are. And look at those green apples on the tree. They're still pretty small. Oops. The branches bend low. They are covered with big, round apples. And look who is eating those apples. Now it is autumn. Remember, autumn means fall. The apples are red and ready to be picked. We fill our basket to the brim. Oh, when it talks about filling a basket to the brim, it means filling it all the way to the top. All the way to the top of the basket. Mom and Dad help us peel the apples, cut them up and pile them into a pie shell. Then we sprinkle cinnamon and sugar over the top. Mom puts the pan in the oven. Look at all those delicious apples. I see a cat's paw there. At last, the pie is cooked and ready to be eaten. Our tree has grown an apple pie. It smells so good. Well, we know it didn't grow the whole apple pie. We know it grew the best part, which is the apples. And it tastes delicious. There's nothing as good as an apple pie you grew yourself. All right, so let's see what new work we have for today. All right, let's see. So the first thing I have to show you, in your packet, you have your first set of practice cutting strips. All right, and also in your packet, there is a template for these so your mom or dad can make more copies so you can practice on cutting more, okay? So remember, when we're cutting, we always have our thumb up and in the top spot and our 2 fingers down here. Sometimes kids like to put 3. That's all right too. We don't cut like this. We don't cut with 2 hands, all right? We always cut with our thumb up like that. And we're going to use our helper hand, which is our other one, and hold the cutting strip. And what you're going to be doing is cutting right on the line. See, it makes a little strip fall down right on the line. Then you're going to have to move your helper hand sometimes so you can cut the next line. You want to make sure that you don't cut your fingers. I'm cutting right on that line as best I can. And this will help you have very strong finger muscles too. Plus, learning how to cut is pretty important, right? That way you can cut out lots of different things for art projects. So when you're done, you'll have a little pile of little rectangles. All right, it's kind of a glare, it's hard to see them. You can use these for whatever you want, all right? At preschool, when we do cutting, we put them in an envelope with your name on it and send it home. But we don't have to do that since you're already at home. So you could use these for art projects, with counting, whatever you want, okay? And there's more strips in there. I think there's 4 in your packet, and your mom and dad can make more with the template I put in there, all right? So that is our first cutting strip practice. All right, we also have a story about how apples grow. We kind of learned about that in our book today, right? We learned kind of about how apples grow. So we're going to remember to write our name. We always remember to write our name on our paper, even though we're not at school. In your packet, you have a little packet of story cards that tell how an apple grows, all right? You're going to take them out of the clip and kind of put them out. Now usually when we do this at circle time, I let kids help me figure out which one comes first, second, third. But since we aren't here, I can't do that. But I will kind of, don't worry, I'm pretty sure I know the order of them, so I'll try my best. All right, so in the book, I remember that the first thing after the leaves grew, the first thing that happened was some pink flowers grew on the tree. Sometimes they're white apple, or not white apples, white flowers on apple trees too. So there's my flower picture. So I'm gonna glue that first, because after the leaves, the flowers come next. So here's the flower picture. I'm gonna put some glue on there with my glue stick. Oops. And I'm going to stick it down on my paper on the left side, okay? I always try to start on the left because that's the way you read from left to right. So there's my flowers. All right, after the flower grew on the tree, remember the petals fell to the ground and then apples started to grow. Now first they were really tiny and they were brown, remember? So I'm going to glue my little tiny apples down. That's the next part of my apple story. It's going to go right next to my flower picture. have the flower, we have the tiny baby apples, and now they're going to start getting bigger. So here's the next one. They're a little bit bigger. And I remember they started turning green after they were brown. Then they turned green. And I'm going to put it next to my first apple picture. There we go. All right, they're going to continue to get bigger. So here is the next one. Apples have gotten even bigger. Glue that down there. All right, and now they have grown big enough that they are ready to pick. So I'm going to stick that one down there. There it is. There's the big apples ready to pick. Now, not all apples turn red, right? When it's time for them to pick. We have apples that are red, apples that are green, apples that are yellow, apples that are more than one color. So here we have a picture of a kid. He picked his apples and he filled the basket to the brim, to the very top. In fact, his is kind of overflowing a little bit, and he's about to take a bite out of an apple. So that is our story about how an apple grows. All right, I have one more thing to show you. We have been having quite a bit of these Q-tip painting activities, and that's because they are great for your fine motor skills and building those finger muscles, all right? And they're also, in the classroom, we always have do-a-dot marker papers that the kids really like, but since not everyone has do-a-dot markers, I found these Q-tip ones instead, because it's easy to get Q-tips. So I have red paint for this, and it's an apple this time, I'm sure you saw it. And I just picked red because I already had some red paint in a container. But you could do red, you could do yellow, you could do green, or a mixture of colors. So like we've done before, you're going to use your Q-tip, dip it in the paint, not too much, and then you're going to make dots in the little circles on your apple. And when you start running out of paint, you get a little bit more. Alright, I'm not going to do the whole thing because I don't want to make you wait and sit and watch me. You can do this all by yourself at home. And you'll do a great job, I know you will. So let me show you what I have so far. Oh, and we also have to remember, I almost forgot to write your name. So there is a spot up here, Miss Mika. Alright, so there we have, I'm at the start of my Q-tip painting apple. Alright, so that is what I have for you today. I hope you have fun with these activities at home, and I wish I could see you right now. I miss you all so much. I will see some of you for small group at 10:30 today, and I will see the rest of you, well, you'll see me again on Thursday for circle time, and I will see some of you also on Thursday for small group. So I hope you have a great day today, and I will see you all again soon. Bye, everyone.